people, welcome to my player rated show as Manchester United are through to the quarterfinals against Liverpool. The Scousers, come on. AGT, please, man, I've got to beat them. Anyway, we are through. You can tell I'm already thinking forward. Manchester United beating Nottingham Forest by 1-0. Was not a great game. Some awful football on display. Some awful patterns, but Erik ten Hag's had a lot to say. Might have to do that in a reflection video, actually. He's had a lot to say. But let's get into the player ratings. Andre Onana, cool, comfortable, no problems. Faced a lot of routine shots, and none of them gave him any trouble, but he didn't also cause us any trouble with them. And that's been a common theme for Erik ten Hag, for Andre Onana for a little bit now. We're not seeing him do a madness. We're seeing him get past the worst of his difficult start. He's done a few interviews saying how difficult he found it, but he saw it as a learning curve. He embraced it. Big character, big personality. And you know what? We've gone from, and I say we, I, KG, a lot of other people have gone from, this guy's not it. Oh my gosh. No, it's cost us Champions League. All these things that did happen. And now we're just sort of seeing an element of calm about him where he's just not flapping at stuff. He's just making the saves he's meant to save. Still hasn't pulled off any worldy saves, but he's just doing his job, as Roy Keane would say. I'm going to give him a 6. Just average, do your job. Diogo Dalot. And you know what? Mina was talking about this in her fan view, and I really agreed with her. It wasn't until afterwards I was thinking after the game, I was like, Dalot was a constant, you know. Dalot's like, he's going under the radar of what he's doing. He's a calming presence. He's physical. He's available. He put in some good crosses, whereby we should have scored from. He won all his duels pretty much. Do you know what? I think Dalot played well, you know, because there's not a lot of people who played well today because it was a crap performance. But actually, I'm going to give Dalot a 7. I think he was solid today, and it's more in line with how he's actually been performing on a consistent level. He's just looking after himself, and you know, he's just consistent right now. He's Mr. Consistent. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7. Rafael Varane, centre back today. Actually, no, Victor Lindelof was next to him, right centre back today. Who was right centre back? Was Lindelof right centre back? I think he was. I can't remember. Who was right centre back today? That's annoying. Lindelof. Yeah, Lindelof was right centre back. Lindelof was good. I thought he was fine today. Didn't do anything wrong. Didn't mess about. He pulled down Elanga, but that was the right time to do it. But I'll give him a 6. I think he defended quite well. Awoniyi was looking to feast today. And look, he did have a couple of chances. I wouldn't say Lindelof completely shut him out, but there was a fair few duels that Lindelof did win. I think it's just a composed game for him, average game for Lindelof. He was good. He was just steady Eddie. I'll give him a 6. Rafael Varane, the Ghost of Rave the Phantom, did his job. I'll give him a 6 as well. Could have been a little bit of a 7 because he had to cover in for Amrabat and come across and help at times. But just quietly does his job. I think he's a victim of his own success, Rafa, because he just does the basics right. He just defends properly. He was decent on the ball today. Yeah, I thought he was fine. He was steady. I'll give him a 6. Left back, Amrabat. I give Amrabat. Second half, he was actually quite good. I think it's a bit extra to give him a 7, but I give him a 6. I think first half he was getting eaten up by Origi. There was some questionable times where you're like, oh bloody hell! I'll tell you what. Some passing that was off. You know, he gave a bad pass back to Varane that nearly cost us. The first 2 minutes of the game, he plays a pass inside which goes straight to the Forest players. But you kind of cut him a little bit of a slack because he hasn't been playing. He's been coming out the cold. And actually, you could see as the game went on, he grew in confidence, especially the second half. He was like, you know what? Loudest left-back thing. I'm just going to completely invert, basically play centre mid. And it was actually him who got us playing. It was actually him who injected a little bit of tempo into our passing. And he passed forward. He made some forward runs as well to open up space for others. And I liked him second half. So I'll give him a 6 overall. I think that's fair for Amrabat. Let's go into midfield now. This is where it gets interesting. Casemiro comes through clutch with a goal. Got to give him a 7. Came through, match winner, mate. Won us the game. There were times in the first half where, you know, he was, you know, winning the ball back. You know, some decent tackles. You know, kept the ball moving here and there. Other times, a couple of people ran past him in Casemiro fashion, Casemiro style. It was very messy in central midfield. Very, very messy. But he did his thing. And listen, when you need someone to come up with a goal, because that was the only way we were going to score today, probably a set piece or you know, a corner, or like a, you know, a cross from open play, someone get their head on the end of it, because there was such a lack of quality. You needed him. He put his head where it hurt. His head was bust, back open, stitches. And actually, even though I've questioned some of his performances, like individually, because there's still a lot of things I don't like about his game. Like, since he's come back into the team, you know, I think he had to come off against Fulham, and then we lost. All the other games he's played, we've won since he's come back, and we've only lost one game in 2024. So that is a positive, that we're definitely better when he plays. Still not the level I want to see from a technical aspect, but we are better when he plays. And look, he got the goal. He got the goal, put his head in where it hurts, and got us through to the next round. Come through clutch, and that is not by accident. Casemiro scored a lot of goals for us. You know, at one point he's been our top goal scorer. So that's a common theme for him to score headers as well. So big up to Casemiro, got us through the game, got us a goal. So I'm going to give him a 7. Bruno, he was bad, man. He gets the assist, but what else did he do? Again, snatching at shots, giving away the ball, kicking the ball blindly. And you know what? Erik ten Hag has had some comments to say on Bruno. And he says, and I'm sure Aaron will be going through them now, but he says, you saw Forest were targeting him. I don't want to say what it is, like an injury, but it was a serious injury. Social media criticize him, and it is pathetic. He has a very high pain threshold. It shows his leadership. Now, he does have a high pain threshold. He always plays. You know, obviously he was limping at the end of the game, but you're pretty sure he'll shake that off and he'll be fit. He's very resilient. Can't knock him for that. But in terms of the way he played today, he wasn't good. He wasn't good. You know, he had that shot outside of the boot over the bar. Put Marcus Rashford in. He had a left foot shot. So he provided a chance for him. But overall, Bruno wasn't good. And I don't care what Eric says. Like, fair enough, they were criticising him and it shows how resilient he is and he's trying to protect his player. But nah, man, he didn't play good. I'm going to give him a 5. Could have been a 4, but I'm going to give him a 5. I don't just want to just have targets and go in on players, but that's how I saw the game. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Should have scored, but he didn't, and that's his best attribute. He didn't do it today. Had a couple of chances, but on the ball, just technically, it's laughable. It's laughable, and it's scary how bad we are technically. So I'm not going to just go in on him and say I know these limitations, but yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. Front line, Garnacho, I thought he was poor today. Lucky to stay on the pitch. I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Yes, he always keeps wanting the ball. He gets at players, but his decision-making, his execution today wasn't good enough. Anthony, I liked his performance. It was a best of a bad bunch out the front three. The level's not high, but I think he done okay. I think I'll give Anthony an average 6. I think he was all right. Still didn't do enough. Still wasn't like, wow, that's what we've been missing, breath of fresh air. Like, the bar is low. But I think he played better than Garnacho, and I gave Garnacho a 5. So I'll give Anthony a 6, which is just average. I think he did okay. Should have scored. But he worked hard, got back in, helped Dalot out where he could. He did okay. Probably unlucky to come off. Rashford, 5. Just didn't look interesting, man. Up front, he's just null and void. Null and void, Rashford. And again, I don't want this to be, the going in on Rashford show and cuss him out and stuff. I'm not gonna do that, but I just didn't see it from his performance. Again, lackluster. Like I said, didn't bring people into play, kept losing the ball, not so good touches, couple shots off target. Just not good enough. Not good enough. So yeah, I'll give him a 5. The substitutions that came on, they were quite late. Ahmad got 20 minutes. Give him a 6. Did okay. Didn't really do much. Johnny Evans came on late. Mainu came on late. Can't really, discuss them. So there you go. Erik ten Hag, I'll give him a 6. Put the team out, the best team he could put out given the injuries. And we managed to get it done, and we got through to the next round. So yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think of my ratings. Do you think I'm off? Do you think I'm bang on the money? You lot never agree with my ratings, actually. Sometimes you do. Let me know what you're saying. I'm out of it. Peace.